Books are one of the best tools for becoming fluent in English. In this video, I'm going to share with you 7 books, the best books that I personally read and genuinely enjoyed and are great for improving your English. These books are the best books by the best authors around the world. These are the best-selling books and have sold millions of copies worldwide. So if you're looking for books that can both improve your English and keep you turning the pages, these are the books that I would recommend. Let's get straight into it. Number 7, Animal Farm by George Orwell. This novel is one of the most famous and influential novels ever written. On the surface, it's about a group of farm animals who rebel against their owner, their human owner, and take control of the farm themselves. They dream of creating a fair society where all animals are equal. But, what makes this book so brilliant is that it's more than a story about animals. It's a powerful allegory about power, politics, corruption, and human nature. Orwell uses the farm and its animals to explore how noble ideas can be distorted when people become obsessed with power, you see. Another thing about this book that I really love is that it's relatively short. Unlike some other classic novels, which are really overwhelming, this is concise and engaging, which makes it easier to finish. Number 6, Atomic Habit. This book is the king of all self-help book on my shelf when it comes to routine and habits. Atomic Habit is about how small daily actions lead to remarkable results over time. James Clear, the author of this book, explains the science of habits, why we do what we do, how to build a good habit, and how to break a bad habit. And it's a great book for improving your English. It contains lots of real-life stories, scientific research, interesting facts, and practical examples, which means you're exposed to many different types of vocabulary and writing styles. So as you read, you'll notice how ideas are explained, how arguments are built, how examples are introduced. And because the book is so engaging and easy to follow, it's easier to stay motivated and keep reading and improve your English. Number 5 is A Man Called Ove. This is one of the best novels that I can recommend. It's a story of a grumpy old man named Ove whose life begins to change because of the people around him. It's emotional, funny, heartwarming, and full of memorable characters. The story is driven by everyday situations and conversations, so you'll encounter lots of vocabulary and expressions that people actually use in real life. Another thing that I really love about this book is that it contains lots of dialogue. When you read conversations between characters, you're exposed to natural English pattern, common phrases, and the rhythm of spoken English. Now, if you can, read those conversations out loud, because when you practice it this way, you're practicing the way English is used in real life. Number 4, The Magic of Thinking Big, and I really love this book. It's a classic book about success, confidence, and overcoming limiting beliefs. It helps you to change your mindset, the way you see the world. It's written in clear and straightforward English and is packed with stories and practical examples, so it's great for your English. I read this book during a period when I was struggling with anxiety. At the time, I was frustrated. I was trapped by something that I call now an impossible mindset. I had plenty of dreams, goals, and plans, but deep down, I didn't truly believe I could make them happen. I thought they would be dreams and plans for the rest of my life. But this book had a profound impact on me. It challenged the way I thought about myself and about my future. It helped me to see many of the limits that I believed in existed only in my mind. So as I read, I became more motivated and more willing to take action. That's why this book means a lot to me. It taught me that what seems impossible today may simply be just something that I haven't figured out yet. And believe me, changing your mindset is the first step toward changing your life. Number 3, my grandmother asked me to tell you she's sorry. It's another fantastic novel by Frederick Bachman, the same author who wrote A Man Called Ove. You see, this book is a literary fiction book, but it would appeal to a lot of people who love fancy books. The story follows a young girl named Elsa and a relationship with her eccentric grandmother. The story is heartwarming, filled with humor, adventure, imagination, and full of emotional moments. Something that I really love about this book is the variety of language. Sometimes the author is funny, sometimes emotional, and sometimes very imaginative. So as a result, you're exposed to a wide range of vocabulary. The book also does an excellent job of showing personality through language. Different characters speak in different ways, which it helps you to develop a better feel of how English is used in real conversations. Number 2, The Diary of a CEO by Stephen Bartlett. It's a modern business book. What makes this book engaging is that it mixes some personal storytelling with research and interviews from experts in psychology, business, and human behavior. So you don't just get opinions, you also get evidence. One interesting thing about the Diary of a CEO is that it's structured around 33 laws. And what I love about this format is that every lesson, every law feels like a complete lesson on its own. So you don't need necessarily to read the entire book. You don't necessarily need to read it from the beginning to end it in strict order. You can open it almost at any chapter and still get a meaningful insight. Sometimes I like to open a book at random, maybe from the middle, and start reading. I just, sometimes enjoy being a clumsy reader. Something like that. But with many books, I can't do it because I end up missing too much of what being said. But with this book, I can do it, and this makes the book so flexible. And number 1, The Rivers by William Faulkner, who won the Nobel Prize in Literature. The Rivers is a wonderful novel, and what makes it unique is that the adventure is completely grounded in real world. You see, the story is about a young boy named Lucius who secretly takes his grandfather's car without permission and sets off on a trip that doesn't go according to plan. What starts as a simple journey quickly turns into a series of unexpected adventures filled with colorful characters, humorous situations, and valuable life lessons. What I love about this book is that it combines adventure with personal growth. You see, as Lucius encounters people and experiences, he learns important lessons about honesty, responsibility, courage, and human nature. So if you are looking for a novel that is entertaining and, thoughtful and full of memorable characters, definitely The Rivers is worth picking up. Alright guys, that's it. These were the best books that I've ever read. These are engaging, entertaining, thought-provoking, and will improve your English. Oh, don't forget to share with me the best books that you've ever read. Alright, I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.